You may or may not know that roughly a year ago I started Kaftrio. Now I've experienced the exact same weight gain issues as the majority of people are experiencing. If you do a little search on Google, you'll find out that so many other people like me and you, are suffering with massive weight gain. I say suffering, but let's be honest, we've spent our whole lives being too thin, panic eating and struggling to keep weight on, that it feels a bit weird now to call it a struggle. Excessive weight gain is something that CFers are not used to. It's not really in our nature to deal with weight gain because we're too busy trying to cram in sips, Scandi shakes, night feeds, extra fatty foods, extra salty foods, anything and everything to keep that weight on. When it suddenly switches and you can put weight on like that, it's a problem, and you want to blame it on anything but your own eating. I'll be the first person to admit I was saying, Kaftrio's making me fat. Oh my god, Kaftrio's making me fat. Me and my good friends Greggs, McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, all the fast food chains you can think of, we're making me fat. So this is just what I've learned after being on it for nearly a year. I've managed to balance out my weight gain. It's still not perfect. I go to the gym about 4 or 5 times a week. I do cardio, I do weights, and I'm still chubbing it on a little bit. Still got a gut, I've still got the breasts, and that's purely because I'm eating like I did when I had cystic fibrosis. And you've had it loads of times, I can guarantee, the same way I have had it, people are going, oh my god, I can't believe you, where do you put all that? And in the past, we've been offended, haven't we? I can't put on weight properly, this is shit. You know, you would not rather be me because you wouldn't be able to put on weight. And now it's flipped at it. Hey Chris, you're looking a bit fat, but it's Kaftrio. Not me. It's not me, it's Kaftrio. It's a known fact that now you're on Kaftrio, you do not need to expend as much energy to breathe, to survive, to live. Day-to-day tasks are so much easier on your body. Say for instance going up the stairs, before it felt like you was getting pulled down. It certainly did for me. It felt like I was getting pushed back because it was so hard and I felt lethargic. Whereas now, I'm basically flying up the stairs and my body doesn't have to use probably half as much energy to get me up there. So it's going to burn less calories as a result. But it is one of the key things that I've put it down to, and this is from personal experience and it may apply to you too. When you've got cystic fibrosis and you are struggling to put weight on constantly, you're always scared about losing the pounds. You're always scared that you're going to get ill and all your weight's going to go. So you build up a certain lifestyle and you don't really have to think about it until something like this comes along. You just eat what you want when you want. You still have your sips. You eat high carb breakfast, dinner, tea, supper, anything. Whenever you want, you go for a snack. But the majority of people without any medical conditions, they can't do that. And we fall under the same category now as everyone else who's ever gone on a diet, because I've done it. I've looked at someone who's on a diet and they've said, oh well, I'm not losing weight, I'm not losing weight. Well, I'm like, right, have you switched to brown bread? Have you cut bread out? Have you cut this out? Have you cut that out? And they're like, well, I barely eat anything anyway. You know, I just don't know how it's coming on. And then if you went through your diet, or you went through their diet with them, you'd realise that they eat fucking loads. So I am not really willing to change my diet. I've been overcompensating with exercise, so I'm in kind of a fat, muscly state, which I'm alright with. I've come to terms with it. But there's still a lot of people out there who haven't mentally processed what it means to actually eat properly and diet. I mean, you don't say diet. I've never followed a diet. You don't have to follow a diet. You just have to adjust your mindset to be happy with your life and whatever weight your life is going to make you. Because if you want to eat crap and you want to get a little bit bigger, fair enough, do it. If you can feel happy, confident and be a bit bigger, do it. If you want to be super skinny, then you're going to need to start dieting or cut out some of the crap you've been having, so sugary sweets, milk, there's loads of stuff. Dairy puts weight on you, but I'm not here to tell you to stop anything. I'm just explaining the reasons why you might be getting a bit fat. I've seen it a lot on social media where people are complaining about putting weight on must be Kaftrio. And they're still on Fortisips and Scandi shakes and all that stuff, and I think, and this is where it probably gets a bit more deeper than just cutting out food, I think with cystic fibrosis we're scared of being thin. We're scared of not eating enough, and we've never had to deal with eating too much, because usually you can't really eat too much. If you get fat with CF before Kaftrio, like I did, you're eating too much and you know you're eating too much. But I think the fear of going thin and the inability to just trust your own body and be secure and eat less, I think that's difficult for anyone to obtain when they've got cystic fibrosis and they've been fighting to keep weight on for that many years. So it's going to be a big learning adjustment, and I don't want to be calling people out saying it's all your fault because you're fat and all that stuff, but it's about changing your mindset and your eating patterns. And once you do that, you should be able to keep the weight off with Kaftrio. I think you can get a happy medium, in my case a happy bit of large, from just processing it in your mind and dealing with the fact that you have to take full responsibility for your own weight. You don't really get fat without putting food in your mouth. This will not make you fat if you control it. This will make you fat fast.